what a shame to say goodbye to 2020. I will say, in the spirit of 2020, we've decided that tonight's show is going to be Today was a huge milestone for the presidential election. The Electoral College gathered in all 50 states today and officially confirmed Joe Biden's victory. Congratulations, USA. Yeah. Congratulations, world. This is a relief. I would hate to start another week of shows without talking about the same election results we've all known for the last month and a half. I mean, it's all over now. At this point, Trump's only remaining option is just kind of going limp and just laying on the Oval Office floor like my 3-year-old does when they refuse to leave a toy store. Come on, we're going. I'm not going anywhere. I will not leave. Moving on, over the weekend, President Trump gave his first interview since the election, and he's still claiming that he won, you know, because of the bookies.
The election was over at 10 o'clock in the evening. I had won. It was 97, 98%. All of the bookies all over the world were saying the election's over. They wouldn't even take bets on it. And then all of a sudden, around 11 o'clock, ballots start getting dropped.
They wouldn't even take bets on it. You know what we gather from this? You know what I think this 100% means? Trump tried to bet on the election. No question. No question. It's official. Attorney General Bill Barr is resigning. Barr met with the president last night and said that he will leave office next week. Maybe now he'll have the time to finally read that Mueller report. Bill Barr has resigned as Attorney General, as opposed to before, when Barr was simply resigned to his fate of defending every stupid thing that Donald Trump has ever said. I looked at this. Barr and Trump, they couldn't have been that close. They couldn't have been close. Otherwise Barr would have got coronavirus. Like, he's the only one who didn't get COVID. I mean, he was never in there. But his resignation letter didn't go into much detail. But Barr did say that he plans to spend more time being mistaken for Elton John with regular glasses. The new interim Attorney General will be Jeff Rosen, or as Trump calls him, less hot Mike Pence. Vice President Mike Pence is about to find himself in quite an uncomfortable situation. On January 6th, he has to appear in front of Congress to confirm Joe Biden's victory over Donald Trump. Well, word has just come out that Pence will then immediately travel to the Middle East to avoid the wrath of Trump and his supporters. You know things are turbulent in the White House when you go to the Middle East for a bit of peace and quiet. He's stopping in Bahrain and Israel. He's then headed off to Poland, or as Mike Pence calls that, a real tropical getaway. Now, Poland usually has quite a bit of snow this time of year, so chances are this is what Mike Pence is going to look like in all of his photos. President-elect Joe Biden went to Georgia to campaign for the Senate runoff election, and during his speech last night, he referenced the state's multiple recounts.
And thank you for standing strong to make sure your voices were heard, your votes were counted, and counted, and counted again. I'm starting to feel like I won Georgia 3 times.
Yeah, we feel the exact same way. When Trump heard this, he was like, Georgia voted 3 times? Giuliani, get down there and hold a press conference at a hot tub emporium. Meanwhile, Trump's neighbors in Florida are taking legal action to make sure he can't permanently move into Mar-a-Lago after he leaves the White House. Apparently, current zoning regulations ban anybody from using the club as a full-time residence. Can you imagine not being allowed to live somewhere in Florida? That's dark, man. That's dark. But the neighbors don't want Trump at Mar-a-Lago. You know where they wanted to go, Guillermo? You know where they wanted to go? Far-a-Lago. Big news, guys. It's happening. The first coronavirus vaccines have been administered here in the United States. Yeah, it's happening. Look at that. Ow! Given out. Vaccine done. Making the vaccine the second hottest item to get this Christmas behind the PlayStation 5. The very first dose went to a critical care nurse in New York. Needless to say, her Tinder is blowing up. Here she is here. Here she is here getting her shot. Look at that. I know she's getting the vaccine, but the guy in that suit, he is standing way closer than 6 feet. Like, just back off for like a month, bro. But look at that picture. You know that 2020 has been weird because I'm looking at a person in a face mask getting injected, and I'm thinking, I cannot wait for that to be me. And did you guys see this? Earlier today, the FDA confirmed that Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine is safe and effective, which means we may have 2 approved vaccines by the end of the week. I mean, inject this news straight into my veins. Reggie? Yeah. I'm gonna get both. I'm gonna get both. Pfizer, Moderna, bang, let's go.
Yeah.
Pfizer, Moderna, let's get at them. That's what I reckon.
It's time for a vaxcation.
Yeah. Are you gonna get it, the vaccine, when it's available? Are you gonna get it?
I'm gonna max out the vax.
Yeah, max the vax.
Yeah,
Hashtag max the vax.
Max the vax.
Yeah, yeah. Some good news here on the vaccine front here in America. You know that there's been a lot of concern about a shortage. Well, medical professionals just discovered that Pfizer's vaccine vials contain 1 or 2 more doses than they previously thought. Look at that. On the last night of Hanukkah. They had the vial and it lasted longer than they... It's a Hanukkah miracle. I'm not sure about this. I don't know that when you're about to receive a brand new life-saving vaccine, do you really want to see the doctor being like, hang on a minute. Yeah, it says 6, but I think we can do 7. I think that should do it. Well, you may have seen this. Tom Cruise is making headlines because he got angry on the set of his upcoming Mission Impossible 7. Apparently, some crew members were not following COVID safety protocols, and Cruise went off at them at one point saying, quote, "If I see you doing this again, you're gone." Have you heard the audio? Have you heard it, Reg?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
He goes off. Have you heard it, Ian?
I've listened to it 8 times since the monologue started.
Yeah. It genuinely, it got me fired up. I was like, yes, it's great. He starts talking about how, you know, people are going to lose their jobs if this film shuts down, and he really goes off at them. I didn't even know it. Tom Cruise is the tough but fair stepdad we all need right now. You know that we're living in strange times when the most dangerous stunt on the set of Mission Impossible is when a crew member gave someone a high five. But the whole film crew does seem to be taking the incident to heart. In fact, they've already changed the name of the movie to Mission Impossible 7 Feet Away or you're gone. And here's some news from Ireland. Santa and his horse-drawn sleigh was stopped on the road by police because Santa's sleigh didn't have proper headlights. I mean, Rudolph, you had one job. One job, Rudolph. You know, this is a serious issue. It is. Santa should have proper headlights. This is exactly how Grandma got run over by a reindeer. True story. Yeah. But he was pulled over by the cops. You know, Santa was like, listen, before you search the sleigh, you should know a lot of people asked for cocaine this year. You know, we're all dreaming of a white Christmas, officer.